Part 3 of this amazing journey. This part is a little bit longer because it didn't feel like there was a comfortable spot to leave it at. Part 2 will be in the description and at the top right hand corner of the video. I strongly suggest to watch it if you haven't already. Put some headphones on and enjoy part 3 of Senua's journey.
The darkness. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may cross into hell.
So what does she do with Dillian's head at this stage then? I really hope she doesn't have to use Dillian's head as cost to basically cross over to hell. Be very, very upsetting.
Truth? Anyone?
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds? I will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
Who's this now?
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved.
Dillian!
Oh no.
In this waking nightmare,
She has to have daddy issues.
where all dreams come true,
The voice sounds way too
you searched for control,
ominous though.
a way to pull through. When you were in love, you left him in tears.
This is a flat, so this is her
to
village,
smother
right?
your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came. Through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home, he's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul.
So that's what you were saying about the Pict.
So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
No!
They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart.
This is extremely upsetting to watch. I'm not gonna lie. And this is returning us to the gate, right?
The darkness touched you. Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering, worse than death. And you wanted to surrender.
The look in her eyes has completely changed though.
The gods. No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
Out of curiosity, I've seen Senua have basically two different ways that she looks with her eyes. At the start, she almost looks like, what's the way to put it? It almost looked like shell shock or a void of life, if that makes sense, or just lifeless almost. There was just nothing there, and there it almost looked. I don't know what way to put it, honestly. It just looked full of hatred, honestly.
You a warrior for a reason. It's
1,000-yard stare. But that looked like it was, that looked similar, but more with hatred within it.
She's so weak, they can see you're
Nothing I could do about that one. Let's just do this to be safe. I get the feeling I'm gonna have to fight multiple now, though.
The only one that makes any sense.
And that later, some kind of psychotic determination. That's what I mean. It just... What's the way... I suppose the easiest way to put it is the first time I've seen her look like that with purpose. Like, that's the best way to put it. Like, there's actually a purpose within her eyes, rather than the, as it's called, the 1,000-yard stare. I can see why you do love the soundtrack, though. It's very befitting for what's going on.
End it! No! Nearly the end!
It's the 1,000-yard stare. Okay. That's what I mean. It's kind of, as I was saying at the start, I think just Mammy and Chipsticks were here for the start of it. When I seen that stare, though, it felt god-awfully surreal.
Every gate you open into darkness.
Even though looking somehow still. What is this? Who is this? He has the same build as the God of Fire. I need to be very careful because I'm extremely weak right now. Can't see. Did I die? I died. No, I didn't. I don't think I can I parry these? I'm not too sure.
Quickly get up! They're coming!
Get up, Senua.
She can still do it! Better fight! Finish this! Use your sword.
Wait, what? What? Did he? I'm assuming he just. I think he's dead. Is that another one? No. Okay. I know I spammed a little bit there, but I seen that hit from behind. I have to get out of there.
It's nearly over. You won it!
And another one just came in. This is a bit relentless. Careful, careful. I mean, you gotta try though, right? You gotta try parry those.
You can do it. Close.
No.
No one can.
No.
Get up quick.
Get up.
She's hurt. She won't make it.
I will make sure she makes it. Oh. This game is unbelievably stressful. And yet, the facial expressions are absolutely amazing. Everything just from the audio, the visuals, this game is... It's hard to believe it was made 2 years ago, honestly. It is genuinely hard to believe it was made 2 years ago. Like, when you look at the current standards of games, it doesn't feel as though it's hit this standard at all.
The journey to Helheim is never a straight one. Each must find
Okay.
their own path. Align yourself to its secrets.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to hell, you may find it guarded
Senua's
by a
actress
giant
really
head.
isn't... Wait, what? Really isn't an
She'll
actress?
ask your
She's a
name.
video editor in the dev studio
She'll
who's
ask
never done
your
acting.
lineage.
She just happens to share
She'll
mental
ask
conditions
your
to you.
business. The Northmen
Oh.
tell of the warrior woman Brynhild.
That's fair. It's kind of
who
sad at the
leapt
same
into
time, right?
fire and rode to hell to join her slain love Sigurd.
But it's amazing that
challenged by the giantess.
it's amazing that she did it. Honestly, they used to say the similar premise of the whole pinpoint facial structure, right? Okay, I'm missing out. It was an or, an S. Or sorry, was it an X and an S? And then also something similar. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Looks like the X will be made out of that. From this side. An S. Why can I see that so vividly? Or what would you say, spectrally almost? That kind of looks like the other symbol. But I doubt I can see it that way. Okay, so we just need to get these runes. But if you want to put this as a progress meter, we're almost halfway by the looks of it. Almost. Which is, it's a cool little indicator of that in terms of progress, you could say, but it's kind of hard to put that purely as a basis as well, right? But what is this? Why can I see this so weird? So, The S highlights are in here, but why? Like, I'd imagine the other symbol is up on top somewhere, but I need to figure out a way to get up. Is there a ladder I'm missing? I never tried to open this door, but I thought it would have been locked. Yeah, it is locked. Is there a ladder out here? No. There has to be something about this ship, though. There has to be something about this ship. Where am I focusing? Did I just... Okay. I was not expecting that. The concept of perception is kind of crazy in this game. It's just very well done. Then the S. The whisper. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, the face.
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
The piece on her head... No, it's slightly different to Senua's. Thought maybe it was her mother's headdress or something. So the father's obviously unhappy with what the mother was doing in any way. So that's something to take from it. Shape of the dragon heads. We just need to find it. Oh, it's kind of hard to look at. This will lead me to the doorway, right? Actually, let's go up first, because I know for certain that the symbol I don't really know associated with any form of the English alphabet would be up here. Yeah. So the S has to be somewhere over there. Or it doesn't have to be, but I'm assuming it is somewhere over there. Something in the shape of an S. Does it reuse the same things each time? Oh, Thilla. Okay. Kinda, but not exactly. An S. The one I couldn't associate. Okay, so Othilla. Does it have a specific meaning, or is that just how to pronounce it more than anything else? Oh, I'm missing this S somewhere. And it's probably quite simple. Where am I missing this, though? I feel as though that it is something to do with this. Oh, it is. It is. So it reuses the same thing for all of them. It's actually quite interesting. I wasn't expecting it to use the same objects for all three letters, but it's actually so cool the way it's done, too. Or all three runes, sorry.
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her
Yo, Almost,
gates.
what's up, dude?
The name of her dish is hunger, Her
Make one
knife
object to
is
represent all
famine.
runes, and all runes are real
On
runes,
her
not made up.
threshold all
That's
will
even-
stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize. Half black.
Yeah, a few new followers today,
half
dude.
the color of flesh. And her face, menacing and grim.
Hella doesn't sound very pleasant. I'll say that much. But yeah, dude, got a few new followers today. Pretty happy. But very, very immersed in this game right now. Very, very immersed. I have to study German. How are you getting on with it, dude? You having many issues, or... I really like the fact that they used that one object to represent all 3 runes, though. I think that was honestly amazing. If you're not getting... At least it's not going too bad for you, man. You know? As long as you're not struggling with it, that's the important part.
The gate. It's opening.
That's Hela's waters, right?
Who is it?
There's the Helheim's waters.
It's coming. That song again.
Is it?
It's Hela.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
That's Hela.
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
What just happened?
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye.
I can understand
What
that
if
one.
Each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us.
Very sad perspective,
Is this
honestly.
what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You fail the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere.
She's looking in the mirror.
What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on. There.
This is horrible to watch. That was painful to
Why
watch.
go on when you give everything and face that which torments you? Only to
It's kind of
find
hard
out
to
it's worse than you could have imagined.
hard to tell, Muzz. So essentially what happened on the bridge was it was supposed to be the gateway to hell. Hela came out. That was the big monster. And as she tried to fight her,
That we do not dare
her sword broke and she got obviously blown off into the water, which I'm assuming the
Sometimes
sword
the
is
answer
just a
lies in a
representation of her
memory.
willpower.
A feeling. A song.
It's a very story-driven game though, and it's very it's hard to watch as well. It is hard to watch.
It's a trick. It's not real. It's real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
Did it's
Not like this.
it's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead. Why?
I think
Stop believing yourself.
I think Aiden was probably right though about the voice being the father.
It's a trick. She knows it's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible.
And then for those that don't know, Dillian is Senua's lover.
Please.
And then this is back where I started, right?
Towards the light. It's him.
He is.
It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind.
No, he's here.
It's in your mind.
It's real.
Okay.
Go towards it.
There is one thing I do want to look up and see. Okay, so I can't see it from here. Is it still here? Valdi, I have a question. The big house, is it above me? It's above me, right? The wooden perch that almost looks like a crow that was opposite the bridge. The bridge kind of leads into this big wooden building that almost looks like it's in the shape of a bird. I'm thinking a crow or sorry, a raven because of Odin. The perspective on that seemed warped, that no matter what way you looked at it, you always seen the beak up from a side perspective. Is that is that the same for no matter what angle you look at it? Or is that just a or is that just kind of incidental? You'll tell later on? Okay.
It's dead.
Fair enough.
He's gone. You were too slow.
How could you?
Keep
How
going.
could you?
Keep going. Ignore the pain.
These are all Viking ships as well.
Trick you.
Where are you going?
See,
There's nothing to follow.
come on.
It's right above me though. It is right above me.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father Zimbal made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains.
She mentioned the father.
That was her world. Like this one.
Is this the mother's voice?
And lonely.
So when the voice is speaking mainly of Senua and where she came from, it seems to be the mother's voice, I think. I'd have to look at one of the faces that you see in the walls to kind of confirm that though, but that's what it seems like. Now there's two paths I can take here, and the light is up there. I just want to check over here just in case. Okay, so here's the mother's face. It's actually kind of ideally timed.
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted.
The voice sounds similar, but not the same.
Strange
I'm not
little
sure.
fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home, and it does not ask you to swim against it.
Interesting. The ocean doesn't ask you to swim against it.
It's already disappeared.
Nothing lives here, not even you.
The audio is just so.
In your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind.
I thought that was something. No, it's just the trees. Okay.
It's the tree.
There he was,
It is the tree.
the lone figure of a boy.
He's there, under the tree.
Saw him play under the shade of a tree.
See him? There he is. Come on, you have to.
She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The glue lifted, and for the first time in years, she felt
You have to keep Dillian
a ray of hope.
The music. I know the tree is over there. There's a ruined door up here as well. The only question is which way is the appropriate way to go?
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree.
Give
And
me
one day,
occasional sings.
Odin comes and
The music
thrusts
is
a sword into
fantastic.
the tree, a
I
gift
don't
to
understand the
inherit
lyrics though.
Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants him, but Sigmund refuses him. So King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
Yikes. So should I check that door first? I don't think there's any harm in checking the tree. It might just give me a bit more a bit more backstory to this whole thing. See, the amazing part though is besides the fight parts, it feels like I'm playing through a movie rather than a game at times, which is really, really interesting. Like that's one big feeling I get from this. Like the start was so cinematic, the light, like everything to do with the lighting and everything is just so beautiful.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
The change in the lighting, just as she sees it.
It's not real. Different. You want to believe it's real, but it's a trick.
That was very bright.
You're deluded. Where are you going? Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world in bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
This is gonna be pretty sad to see. Everything's just gonna go back. So is that supposed to be the way she's seen everything when she first met Dillian? Like that was the first time she kind of seen the world for
What's your
what
name?
it was might have been, or what she thought it should have been.
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who is supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are. But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up!
The interesting thing is the way they use the camera, right? Because she looks straight at the camera itself.
Is that you?
Almost as if the perspective, obviously, that she's looking directly at us, but
I promise.
so what's flickering up at the tree?
Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there?
You're alone in these mountains.
Is that Delia?
Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree.
Is there any way to actually get up though?
Maybe it's a sign, the tree.
What's he trying to tell you?
He's waiting for you by the tree.
I was really sad to see, because I can understand that premise. You know, something
Death
good
for
comes in,
Sigmund
and
and his
then when
brothers seems
obviously
certain.
something bad happens, it can make it a lot
But the
worse if
king's
it's just
wife
taken from you.
is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well,
Honey.
that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
I'm assuming the she-wolf either ate the face or licked the honey. There's a lot of these lore points in a very, very condensed area though, which is kind of weird. Hasn't been like this yet.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue.
Oh.
The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free.
Didn't expect that.
After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister.
I got too far away, I can't hear it.
And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs help. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
The story of Sigmund is honestly a bit of a bizarre one. Wait, so this is the light? Is that a sword? Is that my sword?
Take it. A sword. Take it.
Dillian left it for you.
Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's coming from there.
Oh, So those were those. That's what those points are.
What's happening?
Senua, imagine a sword that can slay gods.
This is the first time Druth has talked in a long time.
Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
This is Sigmund's sword.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the tree of death.
It's so very well done.
Where you will face the trial.
Because obviously, I don't know if she's speaking specifically to Druth, but she looks directly at you, the player. And it's just so well done. Like, it doesn't look kind of as if she's looking in any different direction, right?
To make a sword that would never
Because your
fail
focus is instantly
and never
pulled to her
rust,
eyes as well.
and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn. And it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
Tyrving? I've never heard of that before.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong. Where are we now?
Okay.
Burial mound.
Burial
So
mound.
strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary. Inevitable.
See, we don't have a
It's as if we
sword,
conspired to
so
hide
I'm
death.
assuming there isn't going to be many fighting
We have no
scenes,
answer
but
for it. But when it comes and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones,
this does not look like a fun idea, to be honest,
then
Senua.
comes the reckoning.
I don't want to go in there, though.
It's too dark. Take it.
But to continue our journey, we must.
Careful. You have to be able to see.
The way the walls looks like we're almost underwater.
Who's there?
Is this meant to be the werebeast? From the story of
Lillian, I'm
Sigmund?
here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
I feel as though that is going to possibly be the werebeast from the story of Sigmund.
There he is. There he is. Dillian, there he is. Finally. You found him.
What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me? Just wait there. I'll find you.
The only question is, what are we meant to do?
Find him. Have to use everything you have and find him. Get him back. He was just there. How could you lose him? How could she lose him? How could she? Find him.
Can't run around. Why is it going so dark all of a sudden? Okay, we're good. This might get a bit confusing, so you have to be really focused on this one. Just so we don't lose way. So at least the torches are almost like a guiding way. So if I light them up, I at least know I've been through that area before.
What's that? Did you hear that? Nothing. Was that voices? Is that his voice or the voice of the dead? Not Dillian. Dillian's calling to you. Can you hear him?
Another rune.
Where is he? He sounds like he's getting further away.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Herver, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a
Herver.
wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
So I'm curious. Obviously, Senua first seen by the sounds of it, seen Dillian by the sounds of it, dancing under the tree. But what I'm assuming, maybe because he was obviously going for the warrior's trials, maybe he was actually just practicing with a sword and she considered it dancing. But I'm not sure.
Don't touch
Because
the walls. You don't know what they might do. Turn back.
okay,
She has to
but
keep going.
it would
It's
make
so
sense,
clear.
right? That she learned how to fight by watching Dillian dance, quote unquote. But I'm not. It's so hard to tell. Okay, I've been this way, right?
Find another
I've
way.
lit.
It's not
Yeah,
working.
I've lit that torch.
Use your mind. Where can you go? You're failing. Find another way. Think. Focus. Use your mind.
Where's the one? He's disappeared. You let him slip through your fingers once again.
It lit at the same time you lit that one.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, that's... Okay, that's trippy then. Okay. I didn't think that would have happened. It looked almost the exact... I'm pretty sure it looked the exact same as the corridor I'd already been through as well. Right? It looked very similar. I'm not 100% sure. I guess torches as a waypoint isn't going to be a easy method in any way.
I can hear him.
Herver disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist.
You can constantly hear that little screaming in the cave. That's not even part of the dialogue, that's actually part of this area.
To hell.
The sounds are done so well.
It's not him. We told you. We told you it was a trick.
They're genuinely done so well. This feels like... I know I'm in a burial mound, but it is feeling like a labyrinth. I don't know if I've actually been this way or not.
Don't recognize it. Don't doubt yourself. You'll never.
But the only way I can actually, which is kind of ironic, is walk into the darkness, right?
Listen for his voice. Listen.
Dillian, where are
Listen
you?
for his voice.
Dillian. She can't hear it.
Or just listen to the... Listen out for the voice?
This doesn't sound like Dillian.
What's happening? It's not him. It can't be.
What's that sound? The voice is changing.
What? That's not Dillian.
Within
I
the
haven't been
burial
here.
mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead
Pretty
in their
confused.
grave mounds to bear valuable weapons.
It's kind of hard to follow at the same time. I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head.
You go to your doom.
So, all of these here...
Baleful runes surround you.
I'll
You
explain
have
when the
gone
dialogue's
mad.
finished.
You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
So all of these runes that I find that give the dialogue are more in reference to Nordic history, like the likes of the tales of Odin and stuff like that. They don't directly correlate what's going on with Senua. In some cases, like there are like all these little pieces have to do with the history in the areas we're in. So they don't directly have to do with like Senua's background or what's going on in her mind or what's going on in the current story. But every single say we're in the burial mounds, and that's just as these little kind of lore stones that we're finding just explain the brief history and the lore behind the actual area itself. But Senua itself, I can. What's the easiest way to give a synopsis? The start of it started off with us on a log going towards this area. I genuinely don't know the name of the area, but basically I didn't know the context because apparently.
He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him.
I didn't know the context of the the prequel aspect of the story of this game. But essentially, there's apparently a little, there's a little, a little book you can read, or a little leaflet you can read that explains the prequel, or the setup to the actual story. Which in short is basically Senua's village was raided by Vikings. her lover Dillian was killed. She's a part of the Pict tribe, and the Pict, as Valti explained this to me quite nicely, the Pict believe that the soul of a body is basically retained within the head. So as you can see, that little satchel on Senua's left side is actually the head of Dillian. Now the idea is that we're going to basically the gates of hell to try and get Dillian's soul back, or just to get Dillian back. But Senua actually suffers from psychosis, and as we go on, this is the part where it gets tricky for me personally. It's hard to tell whether or not this is just all going on in Senua's mind, or Senua is actually obviously going through and slaying these gods to approach the gates of hell to get Dillian back. But Valti also explained, which was also, it gives you a lot more context on it, that people that used to hear these, people that suffer from psychosis were believed to be the likes of shamans or spirit speakers and stuff like that.
It's not Dillian.
However, the other voice that we hear, the one that's telling us all this lore, is a character called Druth. Druth was basically the person who taught Senua and suffered from the same thing, suffered from psychosis as well. But a lot of things that you see in terms of, let's say, the flashbacks with Dillian at the tree, or the scene with the with Revan, the god of illusion, are all these parts where Senua once went into the wild to try and basically get rid of the darkness herself. I may have gotten a bit lost. I think it's back here. But it's quite sad because you see a lot of breaks in reality. But the voice, that almost sounds like it's very, you know, like I can't even impersonate it. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It just almost sounds like a very angry, wolfy, deep voice. If you, like, I'd say wolf if I were gonna give a wolf a voice. Don't know who that is yet. Aiden unironically proposed it was the father, which may be true, which it sounds like it is from the stories that we've heard from the mother. So if you've noticed that we've seen some of the you see these faces that are built into the actual, like, say, stones or into a tree. That's actually Senua's mother. And I think I'm on the right path here, but I'm not sure. No, this is another dead end. Oh my dearie. We've been here before. Oh my dearie. But Senua's mother's face is kind of in different parts. Follow the voice. That's what I was trying to do. Which it's in this direction here. Still on that side. There was also a map when you came onto the floor, but you missed it. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm actually kind of surprised there was a map though. I didn't expect something like that. I think this is it here though. Wait, it sounded like it was this way. It was Yggdrasil. Oh, the World Tree, right? I don't know if I pronounced that right, so I apologize, by the way. Okay, I've been in there. I'm hearing more voices, though. This labyrinth shaped like that, and you did pronounce it kind of correctly. Just needs rolling ore. You just still. I know I can't curl my oars. It's the one thing I'm terrible at. Go right back here, or just keep going.
You have fallen in. You think that sound is Dillian's voice? It's a trap. You walked everything not the same.
Back and right. Okay.
It's the same. Something's different. Look for clues. What is it? What's different? There's a clue.
Past the third time now. Yikes. Wait, am I just being a doofus here? I think I am. I think I'm being... Oh, this? I'm at the start. How did I manage this, guys? Okay, the voice was very loud there. It was very loud. We'll give it another few minutes to see if we can figure it out. But the panning of the... That will hurt us.
She just needs... No. She doesn't think. Don't listen to them. Just us. She needs us to help her. Think clearly. What do you need to do? She needs us. We need to tell her what to do.
Okay, so this is where I seen Dillian at the start, right? Or well, what we thought was Dillian.
She needs to think. Shh. Give her space. Give her space.
When I look over here, it's very loud. Everything gets very blurry in here, and it's... I can't open these. Whatever that noise is, distorts the voice, though. Maybe I did something wrong, but... I don't remember this. And it's very ominous.
Dillian wants me to face my fears.
The torch just cut out.
Father?
Father?
I'm leaving. I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through.
No, Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it.
He is the voice, right?
My own way.
That is the voice. It's just all a deeper tone to it.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy?
The chief had some.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal?
Yes.
Definitely him.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No.
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
Is that what?
No.
That explains a lot, right?
You will not defy the gods.
That explains the rot in her hand.
Come, Senua.
I am leaving.
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
That explains so much. Because we had the previous dialogue of...
But there's more.
The way the voices in their head basically said that Senua was afraid that the curse would spread to other people, right?
It's not going to be easy.
So Senua's entire thought process on it is basically derived from the way her father made her feel, right?
She hasn't got the energy.
Like the concept of the rot in the arm. It just seems as though, just from that, like, it's kind of a bit early to tell, I guess, but it feels as though that a lot of these concepts that she has about the rot and stuff, the way the rot grows, or the physical manifestation of this rot, is derived from what her father said to her.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice.
Two correct
It was so
it's
terrible
tragic.
that not the oldest man among us could remember the like.
It's one of those things that's just a brutal
Hundreds
honesty.
died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
So it's just a matter of, rather than, what'd you say? See, I'm thinking of this in the terms of the way the Vikings would have seen it, if that makes sense, in terms of a curse and stuff like that.
What is this place?
But I suppose in terms of the fact of not exactly afflicting in this sense of the physical rot, but more so just how it affects the people around you, right?
Where is it? Where are we?
I'm not too sure if that's the right way to put it, but
This is wrong.
saw it as a blessing or God touch. Pix didn't.
Hideous. The light.
So they see it in very different ways in that sense.
Don't let him disappear this time. Don't let him.
But am I right in saying that the fact that the way he says it, like it will rot the people around you? I'm assuming that's just more so the way psychosis just afflicts the person.
It's just another test. You just have to solve it, and then you will find him. Then you will succeed.
I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillion will help me.
What is this?
The stench of rot.
Like sludge?
She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she
Ravens or
looked at the river
crows?
Dillion at the others. But the water. She could taste the rot.
Oh, we're back to illusions.
No one
Viking
else
culture
could.
was quite progressive. For example, women had the same power as
was
men,
wrong.
voting, for example, and held the keys to food
Sinister.
chests. If men mistreated her, she could
begged
get
them
rid
to
of the
leave,
food
but
and
they
divorce
just
him.
laughed at her.
That's actually quite
Soon
interesting.
enough.
And when you think about it in comparison to a lot of
Bodies
previous
piled
ways,
up.
like,
No one was laughing.
well, in terms of progression, yeah, they were,
And
by
then you-
just that alone, it sounds like they were a lot of steps forward, right? I still think that's amazingly well done, though.
Bridge. It's broken. Fix it. You have to fix it.
I still think the way those gates are done are amazing.
You can't get to the house until the bridge is fixed. You must. Now you have to find him.
So we have to get a different perspective to fix the bridge, right? And I'm assuming we have to be up on the higher ground.
Before he disappears, Senua. You have to get him.
So what's Revan's gates doing here? Women can hunt? Oh, okay. So there is quite a vast difference in the way they were treated. Okay, so I can't actually get up there yet. We got a lore stone here as well, which is nice.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhand, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon,
I'm trying to listen now for this.
then beware, because there will be death in that house.
She did it.
You fixed the bridge.
She fixed it. You passed the trial. Get to the house.
Okay.
You succeeded.
That one was a bit more straightforward than Revan's trials. Revan's trials are quite confusing. Puzzle Master 9000. See, I've been known to cheat in a few Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild puzzles. You can ask Knip about that one. Cheat, not cheat. I just see it in a different way sometimes, you know. Vikings were very clean in comparison to most other European cultures at the time. Interesting. I see, one thing I never really thought about is obviously like cleanliness, or if you want to put it, hygiene for times back then. Because obviously we live in a very, very different age where you have the likes of shampoo and everything like that. So I never really would have thought how they would have done stuff like that back then, or obviously just washed their hair, you know? Is there anything in particular up here? No. Practically whole of Europe, raided everywhere, even on parts of Arabia and Byzantine. Except Finland. Interesting. How come I never use shampoo then? Just get a bar of soap, man. Get a nice bar.
Come to me. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
There's a lot of dead bodies in here.
Find him. You have to find him. The runes. Focus on the runes.
There was a Northman called Grettir. Big, red-haired, immensely strong. But he was afraid of the dark. It happened one night that an undead creature came to his house to drag him outside into darkness and kill him.
Alright, we haven't had a rune puzzle in a while.
Of his strength. He clung to the door frame, but it gave way, and they spilled out of the house.
Byzantine
and the monster.
Emperor. Oh wait.
Dillian!
I didn't expect this to happen.
They're coming for me!
Wait, everything's just changed.
It's Dillian. Go to him. Dillian, go to him. He's trying to save
Is that the Vikings? Did I just lose? Wait.
There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away.
I need to be so careful here. That did actually count as a death.
The burning has begun. Go to the gate. There they are. The runes. You can get through. Focus. Two more.
Can I open this? No.
Where are they?
Run! Run now! Run! It's not safe here! Run!
Senua.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Where's your sword? Defend yourself. What is that creature? You can't defend yourself. It's Dillian. Find the creature. Where's Dillian? Where are we?
It's not safe. I feel unsafe. Where is it?
I'm not safe. The light. Go towards it. Focus. Focus. Look. You have to find one more. One
more.
Don't get lost.
Find the other
That was close.
Don't let him look at you.
Where's Dillian?
Where is he?
The light's around here, right?
What should I do?
The light is just around here.
Don't let it see you.
It
Go.
is.
Go towards it.
Run.
Focus.
Find
Focus.
it.
Focus.
Ah.
Focus. You've got them.
You have them. Where's the door?
You have to find a way out.
Find the gate.
Get out.
Run.
Run. Run.
Don't let him look at you.
Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away. You're lost again.
I need to find my way back now. Do I have to go back the exact way I came? Do I trust the lights? The fire is that way though. The door was around here to the left. That was terrifying. Yeah, sorry. They were called Varjags in the 11th century as his bodyguards. There are some Viking ruins in Agahelia Church. Where is that, if you don't mind me asking? Wait,
Senua.
it says pussy, dick, and ass? Wait, what?
What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to
Went to
fill
Byzantium.
the void.
Describe some
That doesn't make them true.
style of running foundations.
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
See, it's like I can understand. I'm assuming this is a literal just assumption.
What if you're wrong?
Is that Dillian's words are obviously just trying to make sense without knowing that psychosis was a thing, right?
It's the end. It's just a trick.
Your favorite preserved wooden rune inscription is something I wish I was near your house more often.
You could be fooled again.
It's interesting how they, like, I don't know, just structuring a sentence with the runes, right? Well, I'm assuming Dillian is only trying to make sense, or just
I want to tell
not
you a
just
story
condemn,
about a
if
god
that makes
of the
sense,
Northmen called Balder,
the way everyone else has.
the second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Also, that second trial that I just did there, I'm assuming what we seen there with the fire chasing us was the time when the Vikings raided the village, right? And what's more terrifying is the fact that I also did die. So we lost another death there. We need to be very careful. I don't know how many deaths you have in a playthrough, but I don't want to lose after coming so far. One or two deaths more. I've died twice so far. I've died twice. Is that the mother's face?
The bridge. You've come this far, but the bridge.
Does the rot progress as you progress through the story? Does the rot progress itself anyway? Because that's what it seemed like.
See what the mask sees. No, she doesn't. Don't look through it. Be curious. Where are we? What is this? It's the same. It's another world. It's lighter. It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay? Let's stay here.
Okay, we have to go this way. But am I right in saying that the rot progresses as you progress through the story naturally as well?
The bridge. It's not broken. It's fixed. What happens? The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
There's a rune here first, right? It looks like there's a rune on this door.
Dillian is in there. Don't forget. You can feel it. You need the runes to fight Dillian. You need Dillian.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's
So we
mother
come around
makes
here and put the
everything
bridge down.
in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath
I know there's a lock, but maybe I could have inspected it.
One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him. Baldur's mother boasts.
And I'm assuming we go back to the older appearance of this house. Yeah, the gate is down over there. Okay. It's a very interesting way to do this, right? This is just off the coast of the tree?
Go through it.
I didn't even realize.
Follow it. What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's not safe.
I genuinely didn't even realize that this was just opposite the island we're on. Looks like churches in Norway. I have not been to the likes of Norway, Sweden, or anything like that. The furthest I've been in Europe would probably be Germany, honestly, in terms of the depth of Europe, if you will.
Where is he? Was he gone away that nobody? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's in the wrong world. He's not in this world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
I wonder why this happens. Is this supposed to be a just obviously a different place in time, right? Are we able to open the front gates now?
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white.
No, we can't.
Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color.
Could be any of the broken windows, honestly. This one looks very similar to it.
Senua explored
but I'd need to get on the outside to see it.
Not in this world.
Not in this world. You can't.
So I'd need to be in the destroyed world. However, I need to find the gateway first. Would it really be that? No, that's reversed. Can we open this? We can open this.
Do you remember the way he looked?
So maybe we can reverse back to the kind of decrepit looking. Wait, no. Because, oh, we can open this door as well. So maybe. We should be able to because we lowered the other bridge, right? And that brings us up here if we want. Pretty sure we can. Yeah, so we just go around this way. We've opened the gate on the other side so we can actually get up and outside to find the rune. My only question is, why do we need the rune if we can enter the building already? It's gonna be a big question, and I'm assuming when we enter it, one of two things happens. We complete the trial, or we'll see something different.
She is pure darkness.
I never actually checked over here either, though. Thought there might have been a lore tablet, to be honest.
Do you know? Was it worth it?
It's blocked
You're
off.
still alive and Dillian's dead. Does it deserve to be dead?
How does that make you feel?
So it has to be something around here. On the bridge, maybe? No?
He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
His love has tortured you.
And it tortures you.
Interesting. I think I messed up then. I opened that gate, so what's that gate provide me?
You have no chance for love now. Ever again. You can.
I can't get in on this side of the world. There was the other face around here, right? Can we open it from this side? Is there any way? You think you'll manage this one out? I'll do my best, dude. If I do get stuck, though, I will ask if you don't mind. I still think it's something to do with this. I'm not 100% sure.
Dillian's in the tower.
He's there.
We have this door open, right? What's in... Am I just overthinking this? Let me... I don't know why I can't even remember what's actually there in this world.
You are guilty. Was it worth it?
Okay, so the only way... Okay, so it has to be in the other world, right? The only other way we get in is by getting the rune and going through the front door.
His love is guiding.
So ways of which we can get outside. We can't get up here. Not yet. Is there a shadow anywhere? There is. There it is. I think that's it, right? No? I think I was close with that one, though. Maybe a better perspective? No? Solera of Astoria. Praise the sun. There. There.
He's the reason she keeps fighting.
Looked like it was just there. Maybe from a lower perspective. It is this. It is this. I just need the... I need the appropriate height. There we go.
Senua, you've got it.
There we go.
Why isn't he here?
I remember the very first one was so tricky. It was so tricky because I didn't know. It said the rune was hidden, and I was looking at all the runes that were all over the door. However, there was a small shadow on a wall that actually counted for it.
She thought she could define
Fiction based on I know a bunch of the name, but Voluspa. I'm not too sure if I pronounced that at all right, to be fair.
everything gets broken in the end.
You killed him with your love because he believed in you.
And this is where we turn reality back.
He's up there. He's up there. How do you get up there? There's a way. There is a way up there. Find the way. She can do it. You're nearly there. Just find the way.
The
It's an old
gods
Norse poem.
feast and
Okay.
rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and
I definitely don't know
stones
it
at
in any
Balder,
way.
striking at him with sword.
I can say that much.
But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never
But
cease
could you
to wonder
potentially
at this
DM me the
great
actual
marvel.
poem itself, if there's an English translation?
But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe? I did not ask the mistletoe, Balder's mother confesses. I thought it was too young. Oh dear.
Loki being a trickster as usual. More runes. I wouldn't be satisfied if there wasn't, to be honest.
Look what
I
happens.
really like these rune puzzles.
Years had passed since she left her father.
Okay, so I'm assuming... Alright, let's just go into the light world first. I'm just gonna call them light and dark world.
She saw things no one else could. Time intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds.
If you don't mind, Knip, if it's too much trouble, don't worry about it.
Her past. And Dillian. Her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
Saved her. You owe your life to Dillian.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind
Vikings
god,
in the 13th and
Hugh,
14th, at least in
was
their
there.
mythology, which Ragnarok
Loki
was
asks
death of
why he
gods.
wasn't taking part. Hugh says, I
So,
cannot see where Balder stands.
According to
and even if I could see
Norse,
him,
there's only
I
a
have
single
no
god
way.
left out of them all.
Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands.
Aedus?
And
Am I
Hugh
pronouncing that right?
throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Hugh is slain.
He's there.
All I'm trying to do is kind of open up the area so at least I can go between light and dark, make it a bit easier.
Dillian undoes the curse.
What does it feel like to feel a love so strong?
Convert to Christianity, efficiently killing the gods. Philosophy is a poem about that, before their conversion. Oh, okay. I understand now.
He was the only one that really loved her.
He did love her. Do you remember the way he looked?
Oh, I need to be on the other side. I might have to walk around there, though? Wait, I assume I have to go into the dark world, because the dark world seems to have all the chain doors broken open, right?
He led you astray. You're cursed.
How can we make that shape out here?
You kill
Obviously,
the things
it's
you
one of
love.
them.
You kill the things that are most precious to you. You deserve this.
There has to be a way either above or near it to change that perspective.
You are guilty. Was it worth it?
When it isn't. I mean, it just looks that way at first, right? Okay. It does look as though it should be one of them, though, right? But whatever way, I have to get the gain the perspective, if you will. I can't believe I didn't see that before, actually.
You owe your life to Dillian.
I think this one's probably the most obvious, though, right? I swear, if I'm wrong about this, I'll be so... Yeah, okay, this one was the most obvious.
What if this is...
We also have a mythology rune here. More about the story of Loki and Balder.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on
Send
his
me a
ship.
link on Discord. Thank you
They
so
could not
much, Kenneth.
manage
I'll
to
give that a
push it
read
into
after
the sea
stream.
And sent for a giantess
curious.
to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
He's the reason she keeps fighting.
Or Balder's mom. Okay, so let's just have a... Actually, there was something down here, right? Or it seemed as though there was. An upwards arrow. Oh, well, we need the perspective on this one.
Do you remember the way he stroked your hair?
There we go.
Do you remember the way he felt? What if they're all about wasting your time just delaying
Okay, oh, that was kind of scary. The only time I've seen that last rune was out here in the Dark Realm, though.
They mean nothing.
Teiwaz? Am I pronouncing that like terribly?
The gods are just. What if the gods are your curse has claimed?
I think I see it. I think I see it. No, I don't see it.
He was kind.
You do pronounce it terribly. It's kind of a running thing that I pronounce names and things I don't fully understand pretty badly, honestly. It's one thing I've never really understood about enunciations.
Killed him, but we do.
It's not up, is it? This one's a bit of a toughie, honestly. And I apologize, by the way, about pronouncing it terribly. I butchered so many people's names that have followed the stream and stuff like that. I butchered many names in games, but I'll still do my best. Wait, what? Nope, not that.
Nobody will love her now.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the things she loves.
She destroys the thing.
I figured it out. Oh my god, that one is very good. That took a while.
You have no time for this. Speedy.
That took a while. I really like that one. And we still stick around. Don't worry, guys. I'll be butchering names for a long time. Without intentionally butchering names. It's just
Overcome
all
with grief,
accidental.
the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder. Weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let hell keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
Try pronounce that? At least you can say Odin. But not the Finnish entity that is practically forefather of Odin. Existed before and Odin is derived from him.
He led you astray.
See, this is where it gets me, right? It's the accents above the letters. It's the accents that get me. I don't know if it's pronounced as an A or an O or a A. I don't. Voinamoinen? I doubt. Yeah, nah, that's sorry. Voinamoinen? I don't. Gosh darn it. I've learned Finnish for decades and speak fluent Finnish, still can't pronounce it. I don't like these. I don't like these. Oh, okay. If not their mother language. That's interesting. Would they not be able to base it off the accents or anything like that? Or is it just... See, that's the part that confuses me. The accents. Like, the accent above the A. How is an A pronounced in that sense?
Like her father, Finbel.
Do it.
I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillion's arms, learned to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Very careful. You've come this far, don't let him slip away. It's a narrow bridge, and there's a long way to fall.
don't want to die this far.
Oh, no!
It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone.
No English pronunciation for the... Oh. I'd just say A. Like, you know...
Senua,
That's the... Is that Dillian?
your father cannot understand your darkness.
That's the first time I've clearly
Cannot
seen his
see through your
face.
eyes. No one can.
It's not Dillian?
My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight?
That man's Dillian. Okay, okay.
Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you can see, just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
Wow.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory.
So now...
Every time
I don't like those whispers.
They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything.
Yeah, the pronunciation... I've seen that syllable or symbol. I never known how to pronounce it.
They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. They think they want your body. They want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore. Dillian's disappearing with your memories.
Did I not do it? Wait, did I not do all the trials? There's one more. Wow, I did not see that. I thought there was only 3. Oh darn, that was silly of me. I thought there was only 3. I'm silly. I suppose it was because as I walked around this way, I didn't look at my right side when I came up to this area, right? Slap an E on the end of an A and pronounce it with the highest point of your tongue further back in your mouth. Easy peasy, I mean. Nip, I can hardly roll my R's. One of the most inventive ones. I can hardly roll my R's. Slap an E on the end of an A.
Say that their Allfather, Odin,
A
gave
nope.
his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom.
So this is the stat story. Okay.
In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
So where does this one take place?
Where am
Oh.
I? I can't see.
Can someone untime it out, please? My keyboard. Oh, wait, no. I could. Okay, this is awkward. Valti, don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just only subs can link in the chat. Thanks, Aiden.
I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts.
Apologies about that, Valti. But only subs can put links in chat. If you want to message Sneaky Lurker Mod, if you want to message Aiden or Knip the link, they can post it, no problem.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall.
It's purely audio.
Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
I can't go on. Lillian?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
I can hear the chimes. And yes, dude, I apologize about the message history being deleted as well. It's just a part of the bot itself to just kind of protect in a certain sense. I think I've already been in here. Okay, so this is the door that I got stopped at. Currently working away on your website. Oh, is it getting tough to set it up a little bit, is it? The e-commerce side? Just being annoying. That's fair, dude. If you need some help after I'm done streaming, of course, do let me know. This part's tricky, honestly. Obviously, it's all audio. And I have to figure out a way to open that, or to get there. I can hear the whispers. The sound of water. I can't pass here, though. Can I hop over, maybe? No. Okay. You got slight vibrations near the wind? Oh. I'm using mouse and keyboard. Probably be a little bit helpful, right? You can also see a little bit more if you focus in near the walls. Especially when you do it the first time. Focus on your breathing. Go to chimes, or actually to water. I think I was near the water before, no? She just put her hand through the wall. Okay, here we go.
I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water. touch the water.
Good. That's your way out.
Follow the water. Upstream. Don't focus. Actually, can't hear dialogue if you do. Okay, okay.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me that the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. You're not a coward. Prove that to me in the warrior trials. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to.
Conversation's quite sad, isn't it?
Besides, you are going to be a great warrior for me. We need heroes.
We just have to keep her. We just have to look away from the water, but keep aside to hear the dialogue better.
I know what you're thinking.
Is that a dead body?
He's not really here.
That is a dead body. I have to walk in the water.
It seems there's no escaping the past in this place.
That a Revan totem?
And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
Those are the totems of Revan, though, right?
I can't go on this way.
Then look for another way and tell me what you find.
There is a house.
Excuse me, I just looked at chat. That's one way to break immersion.
Don't be afraid.
Sorry. My apologies, guys.
There's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
Gonna cook some dinner. No problem, Knip. Enjoy your dinner. I'm gonna try segment this up tonight and have them render, or have at least the first part rendered to put up on YouTube if you want to see the start of this again. I'm gonna do the same for the Blair Witch for anyone that missed the start of that as well. That's the plan anyway. Also, let me know what you're cooking because your dinners always sound pretty tasty. Although I think it will make me hungry, so maybe tell me when I'm done. I feel as though I've taken a very bad way, to be honest. Oh. Be very careful. I did not realize there was chains in this room. Chains right there as well. Be very, very careful. There's no way to walk through the chains. That might be a bit too close though, right? Do I have to... Okay, I'm going to ask this. Do I need to walk through the chains slowly? I could probably walk through right there, right? Or do I have to go around to that side? of whatever that is. Any advice, Valty? I just don't want to waste a life here. I get the feeling if I walk through the chains, I make enough noise that he notices me. But that feels god-awfully close to there. If you have any advice at all, Valty, it'd be much appreciated. I'm so afraid to take the chains. Like, I could theoretically maybe squeeze in here. Blind playthrough means I've never played it before, dude.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
Unless I got the concept completely wrong. But we did it. Oh, that was so risky. Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna ask for help if it means I don't die, because if I die too many times, I have to restart the game. The rot isn't on my arm for some reason. I'm praying that I have to actually go new. I don't like this at all. I do not like this at all. They're literally everywhere. I have to follow the bells, right? You have to follow the bells. I can't walk around on the left side. That's kind of sad. Like, what are they? I'm so afraid to walk forward. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to go back so I can... There's another guy over there as well. They're absolutely everywhere. I think I'm screwed here. He's coming back. Okay, so we go left side. We go to the left side. I'm so nervous. Oh my god. We'll go for it. As soon as he goes back to the right, we go for it. Okay, he went back to the right a lot faster than I thought. I'm so screwed. He got very close. They're very close, they're very close, they're very close. Don't, no, please, no. Did I make it? Please. I made it. I hope.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks.
There's not more, is there?
Death.
The darkness is testing you, but you are in control.
Oh my god. There's someone banging in one of the houses nearby as well. Like my next door neighbors. Please no, please don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, please. 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 Okay.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
There's more of them down here.
Help me.
Come to this.
They're surrounding me? Please move. Please move. Sir, please. Please.
Dillian, is that you? I can see a light.
Yes, I can see you too.
I'm afraid that there's more of them. I think we're safe though.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
That was honestly terrifying.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there. When it comes for me, I have no power over it. But here, for the first time, someone was there to help. But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Okay.
You've done it. The warrior trials.
So that's all of our trials completed.
Go get the sword. You have to get the sword.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
I get the feeling that this is going to be a very, very sad journey, or journey's end, if you will. I really, really get that feeling.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. A plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us! You have blood on your hands!
What happened there? I know that was Dillion's father, but...
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get to you.
Unleash the sword.
I need to focus to see this guy.
The mirror. The mirror focus is building. It's building. That's it.
She's going to die.
No, she isn't.
She needs to focus in back.
You can parry to make it visible as well. Okay, so...
The mirror. You can do this.
One thing I just noticed, though... Wait, oh...
She's so weak. They can see her weakness.
That this sword kills them a heck of a lot faster. Sword of Sigmund.
There's nowhere to run to. There's
In the sea of corpses,
Is that...
the corpse wave
Did
threw
that
itself
actually happen?
over the ones
Oh.
I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
Oh my god.
She's lost. She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to get to.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on the father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay
Get up,
for your
Senua.
heresy?
Not like this, not like this. This is bad. This is really bad. Oh dearie.
He can breathe.
More? This is too much right now. This is too much right now.
Focus now.
I can't see what the other guy's doing.
Finished. Finish this. Behind you.
No!
She's hurt. She's injured. She will. Behind you. Take him down. Take him down. Get him now. Who is it? Galena. Where are you?
Oh my god.
Do you hear, Senua?
It's
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
the darkness took her life, and it will take yours too.
Thought maybe it was the statue. The fighting animation. Yeah, the fight animations are exceptionally well done, dude.
Mother! I need you! Help me!
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices.
Your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But
So her mother had it as well.
She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror.
So did Dillian actually...
It's not too late.
What?
She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
She finished it.
just keep coming. God, the 2 axes is dangerous. No!
Get up quickly! She's injured. She's not gonna make it.
Is that it? No.
You can do this. Make it. Go again. Now.
Whoa, that's another guy.
She will die.
No, 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 no.
It's not over. It's not over. It's nearly over. Finish. He's gone.
Okay, that makes it a bit better.
She's come this far. She needs to keep going. Get up quick. She's hurt. She won't make it.
This is so bad. I'm on the verge of death.
End it. End it now. This is nearly the end. You won it.
Is that it? That has to be it. She still has her sword out. Why? Why? Wait. Are the walls closing in? Wait, what? Where? Yo, Ross, what's up? Sorry, I haven't been. I'm very focused right now. I mean, I will chat more after, but I'm super focused. Who are these guys? They look very different. Or do they? No, same moveset. Okay, they're the normal ones.
Go! Fight again. Spill their blood.
I need to be careful. Need to parry more. Come on, what am I doing? What am I doing?
You're close.
I can't mess up after all this. Where's the next set? Do I need to keep going forward? Oh! See you again.
Focus now.
armor shield, guys. I keep forgetting I have to kick after that.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this lot and let your blood seep into the seas of the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead?
This is relentless.
Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he will thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
There's more as well.
Behind you! Behind you! Mirror focus is building. It's building. You're stronger than me. Focus.
That was genuinely so stressful. Also, hello Ross, dude. Hopefully you're having a good Friday, man. This game is just very, very intense right now.
The darkness.
It's hereditary. I genuinely didn't know. So it makes more sense in a lot of ways then.
There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead.
The perspective of that.
The voices took her and they'll take you too. The voices have taken her. The voices. It's the end.
That's a hand, right? It is. The mother's face. Is this our last time getting to interact with it?
Anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you. That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua,
There's the stair again.
look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
See, that's the curious part. Did Jillian actually blame her?
That's right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust?
I'm curious whether he did or didn't.
Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness